We live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry, 3 max, and 20 max content. But you know what I tell you all the time, man. Have no fear. No matter what your style of play is, double up, cash game player, 150 max, or whatever the case may be, man. If you're playing NBA DFS, trust me, this is one of the spots you want to be in, man. Go on and hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bell on so you know when the videos and content drops, alright? Also, while we at it, man, do your boy one small favor. It benefits you as well, man. It increases your chances of winning. It gets some good karma, good energy headed your way, which we could all use more of. All right? And I'm talking about hitting that like button. So just go on over there and do that right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're watching this video and you don't hit that like button, you're not going to win tonight. I just said it. I'm calling it right now. Don't hit that like button, you're not winning tonight. There it is. All right. Go on and hit that for you, boy, man. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. All right. This is my starting five, but you know it's the playoffs, small slate. So we break it down to 3 players. I'm gonna give you 3 plays on each slate here. That's gonna be in my player pool that I got my eye on. But before we do, you know we got a lineup review for you. Going over my best lineups from yesterday. Well, not even my best lineups, just some of my lineups from yesterday's slate. We doing the single entries. I'm just showing the single entries on both sides, but I can show the 20 max. I can show my highest scoring if you want, but we just doing single entries right now review. So this is my single entry on DK. Absolutely flamed out. We was on a nice hot streak. We had won every night of the playoffs so far. First losing night here. This is what's this $12 single entry right here. 204 near the bottom in this one, man. I elected to go for a balanced build yesterday and try to avoid some of those the Gary Harrises of the world and some of those Orlando players outside of my boy Jonathan Isaac. I tried to avoid some of those guys I thought could bust. Still got Isaac in there, he busted, but try to go that route, and I wanted to go more balanced build. All starters. I tried to cram as many minutes as I could into my lineup. Did not work out for me. Definitely needed a pay up option like an AD or a Jokic on yesterday's slate. But 204 right here, as you can see at the top, man, my boy D'Angelo Russell came through big for me. They really froze him out the second half. He got 37 fantasy points, but that was like Damian Lillard the other day. That was all first half. Second half, they didn't really let him get in a rhythm. I thought they changed their style of play the second half, especially in that fourth quarter, man. They cut down on the pick and rolls with AD and LeBron. Just a whole nother thing. We have to see what type of adjustments they make. But D'Angelo Russell, very solid, 6,300, 37 fantasy points, 7 threes for me over there. Very nice game from him. Caldwell Pope, let down spot, only 12 fantasy points at 38% on. Kelly Oubre, man, I had my eyes on Oubre and Tobias Harris and Lowry, just those Philly guys over there, especially when we got that news that midday news that Maxey was questionable. I was leaning towards I approached it from both sides. We'll see when we get to my other lineup here. But on the DraftKings side in this particular single, I approached it from the I approached it as if he was out, and if he's playing, he may not be all the way good to go. So I was looking to like Oubre, Tobias Harris, some of those Philly guys, trying to get ahead of the game here, especially if Maxey had got ruled out. I was hoping that news wouldn't come out to right after lock, and we was playing that Philly game. I was really just trying to load up for that, and I was going to get some pieces over there, but Embiid and Maxey played, so it did not work out for us. Oubre only 16 fantasy points. Jonathan Isaac, everybody's chalk. Let us down here, but at 84% on, you still could win with him in your lineup. Just one of those plays that he was going to be so high on, it really didn't matter if he failed or not, because you would be able to cash. So 84% on, only 12 fantasy points. Got to Evan Mobley, very horrible first half. Picked it up the second half, though, expecting a little better game from him. The Cleveland was blowing them out here. Orlando made a good run to get back in the game, but Evan Mobley, only 30 fantasy points. Jalen Brunson, man, just can't give me that big game I'm looking for. I went right back to the well at 15% ownership. I figured I would get him at lower ownership, especially with the way he struggled that first game. I was correct in all those assumptions. 43 fantasy points, just not enough, especially from his price range. 1 second, guys. Let me drink a little water. Sorry. All right, I'm back. So, that 9K price range, Brunson just didn't deliver enough, man. But it's all right, man. I will still go back to him next time out as well. I know he's going to be low on again, so I'll play him again. Don't worry about it. At the forward, went back to OG Anunoby, man, 5,100. Trying to get ahead of the curve, man. The key to the playoffs is really just getting ahead of the curve. I was hoping I could catch OG Anunoby before he has this big game. He's going to have one in this series that he gives you a score that you have to have. Trying to get ahead of. I knew he'll come in low on. He's going to be low on next time out, too, because he just hasn't performed. I might take another shot on him, but OG Anunoby let me down here. And then Jamal Murray, 79%. Just really struggled that first half. Got it going late in the game and obviously the game winner. But they really had him. They really defended him very well throughout this game. Like I said, except for that fourth quarter when he finally started to find his range. But only 34 fantasy points for him. So 204 over here. First losing night of the playoffs. But, you know, we ain't going to have too many more of them if we ever have another. I'm trying to blaze y'all these playoffs, all right? But FanDuel made up for it. Actually played on FanDuel last night. The play-in tournaments and over the weekend, I couldn't really get to FanDuel. Had a lot going on. I was just focused on DK. But last night was the first night I could get to play on FanDuel, and we'll be playing from here on out. But this is the $10 single entry. We came in 6th place over here, won 100, and I absolutely should have won this contest. I'm so mad at myself. The winner beat me by 15 points, 320, pretty much. And if I leave my lineup the way it was, so originally, you can just see it real quick. I went maxi over here, 3% on. I told you I approached it from both sides of it. On the DK side of my single entry, I was like, what if he doesn't play and he's not all the way healthy? Then on the FanDuel side, I actually wanted to get him in once he got ruled in, because I know in situations like that, when guys be questionable all day and they game time decisions, I know you'll get them at lower ownership. And so that's what we did here. Rolled the dice, got him at 3% ownership. Almost had a triple-double, one rebound shy of a triple-double for Tyrese Maxey here, 56 points. Definitely made the difference for us. Got the Kyle Lowry. You saw me talk about him on the video yesterday. Actually switched it up and went to Gary Harris over here, 27 fantasy points for him. Caldwell Pope once again, and this is where I messed up. When you get down here in the rest of my lineup, I originally had Caldwell Pope. It's Caldwell Pope and Aaron Gordon, but originally I had Christian Braun and Michael Porter Jr. If I leave those two in, I'll easily win this contest. But I got off of Braun. I wanted something more safer, especially in this single entry. Like I said, I didn't want too many bench guys. I wanted to try to get as many minutes as I could in my lineup. So I switched to Caldwell Pope and Aaron Gordon. But like I said, if I had left this at Brown and Michael Porter Jr., I easily win this tournament. But still very solid. The rest of the lineup, Franz Wagner, 50% on, only 29 fantasy points. OG Anunoby once again. I told you I was trying to nail down that big game from him, but didn't happen here in this spot. Went to Isaiah Hartenstein, 45% on, 37 fantasy points from him. Aaron Gordon, and then Jokic down the bottom. I talked about him in yesterday's video. Told you I would be getting to him. All right. So, like I said, first day on FanDuel of the playoffs. Nice win. 6th place over here. But let's get to today's 3-gamer, man. See if we can't keep it rolling. Got 3 plays pulled up for you. And let's get right into it. At the top, man, I'm going to go right back to probably going to be the chalkiest guy on the slate, Pascal Siakam. He's going to be pretty chalky, I'm pretty sure, especially after that good first game he had. Same matchup here against the Bucks. Price tag didn't move that much. I think he was $7,500 last time, so $7,800 right here. Still think it's a great price, great matchup. I don't mind going right back to Pascal Siakam here, $7,800. He is just the primary weapon on this Pacers offense. Halliburton's the point guard, the leader, but he doesn't really score like that. Siakam is the number 1 option. They're gonna work the sets through him in the half court. So, like getting the Siakam right here at $7,800. Next up, I'm going to go right back to my boy Bradley Beal, 6,400, man. Coming in at the shooting guard position here, point guard, wherever you want to put him at. But I think he has a better game out this time. Didn't play bad last game. He was solid, but they kind of got handled by the Timberwolves. I think him and Booker know they have to play better, provide some help for KD if they're going to win games in this series. So I like Bill, and I like taking some shots on Booker tonight. I think one of those two guys have a big game. I like Bill because he's the cheaper of the two, but you know Booker is the star player of the team. It is his team, so to speak. So he's definitely gonna have more opportunity than Bill. But I just like the price difference here, almost a 3K price difference between the two. I like getting the Bradley Beal here at 6,400. And then for another little mid-tier value, I know everybody's going to Patrick Beverly down here at 4,500. But you know, a guy like me, I spend $800 more, and I'm going to go right back to my boy, Russell Westbrook. That's not who I was trying to hit. Russell Westbrook here at 5,300. Listen, he was solid last time out. Didn't really need big minutes from him as they blowed out Dallas in this spot. I expect Luka and Kyrie to get it together. I expect this game to be a little more competitive, which could lead to a full run from Westbrook. He dropped 26, 27 fantasy points last time, and he didn't have to push it too hard. Like I said, they easily had this game in hand. With like I said, I think Dallas and Kyrie corrected a little bit. I definitely think this game is much closer than the last one, and that could lead to more run for Westbrook here. I know he's going to come in at low ownership. People not going to want to get to him, but he was pushing 30 fantasy points last time at 5,500. You got him at 53. If he gets to 30, man, I think that's a solid return right here on 5,300 plus. It's a small 3-game slate. So I like going right back to my boy Westbrook. I know he ain't going to get no ownership. I take advantage of that in this spot. All right. There you have it, man. Bradley Beal, Pascal Siakam, and Russell Westbrook. 3 plays I'm eyeing today that's definitely going to be in my player pool. You should probably get them in yours. All right. Let's go look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. All right. On the FanDuel side, man, I'm going to go right back to my boy Russell Westbrook. You know how pricing is over here on FanDuel. It's been a little tougher all year. But my boy Westbrook, 5,500, I know he's going to be low on, man. He's sitting on 30 fantasy points. I think easily if he gets full run in this matchup. And you know he got big upside. So give me some Russell Westbrook right here at 5,500. Try to take advantage of this mid-tier value section that nobody's really going to get to on FanDuel over here, all right? My next play, man, and you gotta be crazy if you think I ain't going back to my boy Playoff P, man. 8,500. Got out to a slow start last game here. Harden had it rolling. Zubac had it rolling. So he didn't really have to do much as they manhandled the Mavs here in this spot. Like I said, I expect this to be close. I expect Paul George to get going early. You saw him wake up last game in that second half and really get to cooking, but he didn't have to do much, like I said, because of the blowout. Think this one is closer. Luka and Kyrie gonna fight and be in this one, and I think Paul George can get the cooking early here in this one. I'm hoping everybody go run to Harden chasing his big game from last time out, and I can get Paul George at a little lower ownership. Definitely getting to him though at 8,500. And then your next play up, man, I'm gonna go right back to Brook Lopez here, 5,800. I think we can get him here in this center spot. I don't mind going back to him. He was solid last matchup. I think there's definitely room for improvement. He had like 28 fantasy points, 29 fantasy points. I think there's room for improvement in the far as the rebounding category. Only like 4 boards last time. He has a double-double in him, especially with no Giannis. I expect him to be a little more active on the boards in this matchup, and you know he has that block upside, which is huge over here on FanDuel where it's 3 points. So I like going to Brook Lopez for another little mid-tier value right here in this 5K range. I got a couple of guys I'm eyeing in this range on FanDuel, but there you have it, man. Your 3 plays on FanDuel: Brook Lopez, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook, man. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know I'm going to have them in mind. Any questions, comments, or concern, leave them down below in the comment section. Holler at me on Twitter. Whatever the case may be, man. You know I respond as soon as I see it. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.